We not only train pharmacists who are out in the community pharmacies or in hospitals, but we also do a tremendous amount of research and training of individuals who are preparing the next generation of medications that are improving lives. The innovation that occurs here, because of the great minds that are working here, is really remarkable. We are very fortunate to be a part of the University of Connecticut, where our researchers have the ability to collaborate with other researchers in other disciplines in other schools and colleges within our university. The name UConn School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences more clearly and accurately represents the full scope of our mission. It signals the depth of the work in drug discovery, development, delivery, and translational science. This is not simply a name change. It is clearly a statement of national leadership in pharmaceutical education, research, and innovation. The work happening here is increasingly collaborative, leveraging UConn's research strength and shared infrastructure. That's exactly the idea behind the Center for Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Modernization, led by Dr. Zhuling Liu.
There is a big threat possible when there is a health crisis in the United States. In terms of how fast we can manufacturing a product, US is good at advancing technologies for making new medicines, but they are lacking an infrastructure and the well-trained workforce to be able to make products. So CPMM is a Center for Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Modernization. It's a framework that we established to have a strategic partnership with industry. Having this framework will enable very efficient communication between industry and the center. CPMM has a mission. The long-term goal is towards more efficient, effective manufacturing. We created this communication platform to bridge academia, industry, and regulatory agents to make pharmaceutical products more efficiently. In Northeast region, there's so many biotech companies, but there's none who can help them for pharmaceutical manufacturing. CPMM is at a unique position to help facilitate this product development so that they can produce these essential medicines in the United States. We'll bring together expertise, shared infrastructure, and partners to modernize how medicines are developed and manufactured.
We want this center to play a role to build standard for the industry. Recently, we are really in the cutting edge research to define new type of target for very significant disease. Industry and donor, they play a significant role to drive innovation research here. Organ on chip is technology. This is not really human, but not really animal. One side is the chamber you can put cell in, mimic human organ. Then they have other component is the channel which you can put liquid, just like a blood vessel, that can bring nutrition, oxygen into the organ. This type of donation will significantly speed up our research. Without support from Hershey, we do not have that resources to build up this platform here.
Whatever you're working in the lab, it's not just gonna stay in the lab. It has potential to go outside and kind of develop into a whole product. We want to move things from bench to bedside. Whenever we see some exciting result, I want to validate it. That's the most important thing. Everyone talk about like, oh, you have to convince the investor, you have to convince the people, but my lesson is science is the real deal. One of the important things we learn, if there is some invention which you feel like should be protected, you should go for invention disclosure right away. UConn Tech Office is a great team working on this end. They look into all the previous patents and they do a very nice comparison how your technology is different from existing technology. And from there on, we actually kind of go for a patent. But the process doesn't actually end there. Do you want to license this patent to already existing company, or you want to do your own startup? I believe everyone nowadays, they really think about doing translation from bench to bedside.
Dian Pharma was founded in 2019, originally started in collaboration with the FDA. We could see that what we were doing was going to be extremely valuable to the industry because liposomes were difficult to make at the large scale. That's what Dian Pharma does today, is that they make equipment for the pharmaceutical industry to make nanoparticles such as liposomes, LNPs. LNPs are the system that was used in the COVID vaccine to encapsulate the mRNA vaccine inside. I talked to someone the other day and told me he had 85 patents. I said, oh, that's fantastic. How many of those have you been able to license and commercialize? 0. Of mine, they've all been licensed, and there's at least 10 products on the market. When they see that, I think some of these potential donors can get really excited. Not just we're doing exciting stuff, but something that's going to translate into helping patients. Launching Dian Pharma so the technology could be used commercially has been a massive success.
Translational science is very important. What distinguishes the School of Pharmacy here is that our 3 unique disciplines provide expertise on the spectrum of areas that you find in any pharmaceutical company. That perception of us as scientists and contributing, to the well-being of human beings by the type of research that we do, this change of the name puts more emphasis in that element of what we do here, which is as important as the training that we do for pharmacy students. Donors and benefactors can actually become catalysts that can accelerate our ability and better equip us, to be at the forefront of the field. We have the building blocks, to get to that level where we are recognized as one of the premier schools of pharmacy in the United States on that top tier. So I'm very optimistic that our future is going to be bright. Certainly, the sky is the limit for us.